Hello, friends. Welcome to the beautiful vlog of the Sheffield city. It is a city in the English county of South Yorkshire. So, this weekend we have planned to visit this beautiful city. We have parked our car in the Britannia car parking centre and we paid at around £2.50 for just an hour of parking, and we have planned to visit this beautiful city through its city centre. And just as you can see here in front, towards the right, we found the Sheffield Hallam University, and moreover there was an Odeon cinema complex which was also on towards its right. But we were just heading towards the Millennium Gallery. This is in front of the Sheffield Hallam University, just above the Britannia parking centre. So that was the only option here for us to park a car and visit this beautiful Millennium Gallery. So we just entered this gallery and we found that this had a free entry, and the timings were around 10 to 5 from Tuesday to Thursday and 11 to 4 on Sundays. So friends, this was the beautiful gallery which shows its metalwork, art from Sheffield and around the world. So as we headed towards its galleries, we found there were number of metalworks, steelworks and arts and artifacts of the times which the city has preserved and saved in a very beautiful way. And here, friends, this was a Ruskin collection. This was famous behind the person John Ruskin, who was an artist and writer who brought remarkable art and artifacts to the city. And this was famous with the name as Ruskin collection. And as we moved ahead to other parts of the gallery, we found that it had a gallery shop, and just for few seconds we were just outside of these rooms of the gallery, and we discovered that it is attached with a beautiful winter garden. Here you can see a number of trees and plants which are beautifully preserved and planted with some fountains all over. So this is actually a large temperate glass house which is filled with different varieties of plants and laid out in a wonderful way. And here then again we just entered the gallery and we started discovering something more interesting, and we found this was the memorial quilt of Terry Higgins, who died in his times. He was the first person who died of AIDS in those times. And here, friends, this was a gallery shop which was famous for its homeware, handcrafted jewelry, books, cards and stationery. They were a bit expensive, but they were very well laid out, and they had a very good quality of steel which was used to make these items. And then again we headed towards this Felgham Pandemic Diary. Felgham Pandemic Diary is famous behind the artist Felgham, who has preserved the observations of daily life in lockdown during COVID-19 times to his ink drawings. He had brought the reality of pandemic through his wonderful paintings. And we just scrolled through this gallery, and when we just came out, we just discovered some wonderful figures of giraffes, some other items which were made of pure steel in a very beautiful way. And this gallery was again saying a lot about the history of the time since 1987. Then friends, we just gave another scroll towards other rooms of this gallery, and here we found this ammonite piece. This is a single ammonite sliced in half. And then again these were some marble artifacts, some marble stones which were preserved of those times, and some artworks of the famous artists, that is the John Ruskin. And then these were some steel items, steel cutleries, and some candle stands, some paintings, etc. All these were very beautifully preserved in these rooms of these galleries. There were around 800 examples of cutlery, tableware, which made it famous which made this a beautiful Millennium Gallery famous in those times. And here, friends, just we went came out of these gallery rooms, we again had a good time, a good photography session with our family in this winter garden. And there is a small cafeteria, you can have a good time, you can relax with your family. And this winter garden is opened by the Her Majesty the Queen, accompanied by the Duke of Edinburgh. um, so this is also a very good creation, which is you can have a good relaxing time and a good picture session. So, as we moved out of this Millennium Gallery, we were into a plaza, and here we found some wonderful restaurants like Picolin, some Nero Cafe, some pizzerias, some cafe houses. These were wonderfully presented in just one single plaza, and there were few five-star restaurants like Novotel, some, and there was one Mercury Hotel, and this was a very neat and clean place. So you can have a good time, like you can have your lunch or dinner with your family. You can have a stay for at least 2 days in these wonderful hotels. These are five-star hotels, and you can have a good time, visit the city all around at any time. So I should say that it provides a good facility to all, to the visitors as well as to the local people, to the students, to anyone who come to the city. It gives a warm welcome. So I would like to suggest you that you must come and have a good time with your family here. So after spending around half an hour or more, we just headed towards the other part of the city. So, like we had just a single day, so we tried to cover the more beautiful aspects of the city. And so we just removed a curve and we moved towards the Alma Street, and where we found the beautiful Kelham Island Museum. So, friends, this museum has its own parking and it also has a free entry. So, this museum covers the city's industrial heritage. So here it highlights the beginning of the bulk steel making, the iron works, the steel works, the number of other equipments which were made out of steel. And here, friends, this was the map which was highlighting the directions as we were supposed to take when we just entered the museum. And these were the designations of the people who have made a good contribution towards the establishment of this island museum. They were the professors of the Sheffield Hallam University and some mechanical engineers who have contributed in a wonderful way towards the layout of this Kelham Island Museum. And so, friends, here it highlights how the malleable iron castings and safety lever shafts were being created. And here, friends, actually, here you find the earthquake bomb. This is the Grand Slam bomb which was used by the Royal Army Force in the Second World War time to destroy the against the German targets during the Second World War. So this was manufactured in Sheffield. It was a large bomb of around 13 feet 6 inches tall, around 10,000 kilos, and they used it during the Second World War for its targets against German. Moreover, friends, as we moved ahead, we found there were a number of iron and steel machineries which were being used in those times to produce different equipments of iron and steel. So basically, this covers the city's industrial heritage. You can experience the life and the work during Industrial Revolution and see how the industry forged the modern city of Sheffield. It had created a lot of work in those times, and so as a result, you can see the Sheffield is now a very developed and a fast moving city in the United Kingdom. So here we found some how the iron was made in its raw way, burnt for hours and hours, and number of equipments were being formed out of it. So we tried to capture every single detail as it was possible as we went around the rooms of this Kelham Island Museum. It was a very interesting moment when we found how. And so friends, this was the River Dawn steam engine. It was famous behind the person River Dawn who established this steam engine in those times. Then again we moved towards the other rooms of this room here. We found the Little Mester Street. Little Mester is a person who was famous for his network of craftspeople who worked out of small workshops or from their homes, and they made a number of equipments out of steel. So it was all very beautifully collected here. It shows how the history has held itself in a very beautiful way. And then again we found this thing, the KW Howley Tools workshop area. It was in mid 1950 where they preserved the Hawley tool collection. He was another skill craft person, and he was the best retailer and champion of Sheffield's industrial heritage, that is Ken Howley. We can see the highlights of his tool, cutlery and manufacturing and silversmithing industry. And then again we saw how people survived in those times of war in 1914 to 1916. And this was the bomb which was dropped by German through its first air raid, which was on 25th September 1916 on this land of Sheffield. And this occurred by a single German Zeppelin aircraft which dropped around 36 bombs around the city. So this showed how people survived in those times, and you can experience what life was like on home front in Sheffield through the eyes of its residents. And here this was a saw shop that I previously told, behind the person that is Ken Howley, who has made his beautiful collection. And then when we moved out of this island museum, we headed towards the another part of the city, that is the Meadowhall. Meadowhall is a beautiful shopping center. It was earlier famous for its iron and steel works, but then again it was established as a shopping hall which had around 290 stores and brands all over in this marketing place. It is a one place with endless possibilities. It is around 3 miles from the city center. This is one single place where you can shop, you can dine, you can relax, with everything under one roof. It has its free parking space. Moreover, you can find some beautiful brands of different varieties of clothes, shoes, anything, all endless. And on the first floor of this shop, friends, as we were scrolling over, we found that it had a beautiful food court, that is what you call as Oasis Dining. So Oasis Dining is basically famous for different types of restaurants under one single roof. After you get that is Oasis Dining Quarter, after you are just tired, you can have the food of your choice. It can be a pizza, it can be a Thai food, it can be anything of your choice. Moreover, friends, there is also a multi-screen cinema on this floor. You can also watch the movie of your choice. So friends, overall this was a beautiful experience as we completed our visit to this beautiful city, and we had a wonderful day. I hope you must have enjoyed my vlog. Please comment and subscribe to my channel, and wait for wonderful blogs in future ahead. Thank you so much. Bye bye.